Hello, day 16. And Roger, where are we?
We're in front of the 7-Eleven today on a warm, overcast, humid day.
And 7-Eleven, although we've rarely visited it in the States, in the last 3 months, we've been in more 7-Elevens than I can even explain. But it's been fun and we've enjoyed it because Japan is amazing when it comes to 7-Elevens. We'll see you tomorrow.
It was October 5th when we pulled into our first port in Japan, and 7-Eleven is everywhere, but this was our first 7-Eleven in Japan, and we were kind of prepared. We'd heard a lot of good things about it, and we knew how crazy Americans get when it comes to going to any kind of convenience store in Asia. And Japan in particular has Lawson's and 7-Elevens practically on every corner and across the street from each other. It's really, really fun to go in there for the first time. This 7-Eleven had everything. I mean, it was a good size 7-Eleven. You could literally do your grocery shopping in there. And we absolutely saw tons and tons of people from the ship in the store, especially the crew, because the crew, don't forget, we'd been at sea for a couple weeks. So we were ready to get off the ship, find some food that wasn't coming out of the buffet or the dining room, and just see some variety. And they had plenty of variety. They have hot, cold, all kinds of foods, breads, snacks, a little bit of everything. But it was just fun to poke around and look. And there were a couple things that I got on this day. And I did a little taste test at the end. And a few things I got here that I ate throughout our time in Asia. Every time I'd stop and see it, I'd buy it. And this right here was the first one. I ate so much of that ice cream. It was delicious. It was just so good. Something about a really crispy wafer on the outside and really creamy, good tasting, high quality filling with a little bit of chocolate added was perfect. But you can see, I mean, the ice cream selection was a little bit crazy. I mean, there was so much of it. And it was, I'm not sure, I think I had a taste of one the day before. We were in Saporo for 2 days. The first day we did that very, 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 very long tour. The second day we walked from the port into the closest 7-Eleven. It was a bit of a hike, but we were bound and determined to go. They also have money machines, so you can get some yen. It was our first time buying some yen, but the choices in this store were pretty much never ending, whether you wanted junk food or there's the ATM, and I did get my very first yen, and I was anxious to spend it. And it was really cool because you just put it in the machine, and there's literally, no money exchanged with the cashier. She's just there to pack up your bag. They don't touch anything. It's all hands-free. And then you push the button and you wait a couple of seconds and your change comes out. It's really kind of cool. Your dollar bill change comes out and your coin change comes out. And then I had some really yummy snacks to taste. And I couldn't wait to have my first taste. But people were in line. Roger was in line. Everybody was in line to get cash because it was our first time really at a 7-Eleven. I didn't see one in Saporo. I didn't see one on our first day in Saporo. So I chose some Asian fried chicken, and it was delicious. It was so good and so juicy. And I could have gobbled up the whole thing right there. But I wanted to taste some of the other things I'd gotten. I only picked up 3 things. You have to remember, we're on a cruise ship where we have never-ending food morning, noon, and night. So I didn't want to buy a bunch of stuff. But the second thing I bought was the onigiri, which is a piece of seaweed stuffed with rice and usually a little bit of fish or tuna. It can be tuna, it can be salmon, it can be a little bit of anything. This was a really generous portion, I thought, of onigiri. And again, this was my first time tasting it, but I ate it the entire time we were in Asia. Anytime I saw it in a convenience store, And believe me, we visited a lot of 7-Elevens while we were there. Some were better than others. This was probably one of the nicer ones, and I kind of thought that this was going to be, all of them were going to be like this. They weren't as nice as this, or not, I guess nice is the wrong word. They weren't as extensive. They didn't have as much stuff. Some of them were very tiny, but there were 7-Elevens until we left Singapore. So until we actually left Asia, there were still 7-Elevens on every corner. Again, none of them as nice as this one that we went to in Japan. So it was kind of cool that this was our very first one. And like I said, we ran into crew members there filling up their on their junk food and their fun food. And there were a lot of us there. We all walked. So this was the most interesting item that I got. And this was that ice cream that I fell in love with. The day before, I'd gotten a little one out of a vending machine, actually. And I tasted it and I thought, oh, that was really good. Let me see while we're in another 7-Eleven if I can find another one. And I found it and I ate it. I ate those for 2 months because they were so good. I recently found one that was similar when we were in Brisbane, because we went to the Daiso store and they had them. They weren't as good. They weren't as crispy. They have to be fresh or they're not crispy. But I got to tell you, I fell in love with these things. Probably dangerous, but it was just so, so good and crispy. The outside was super, super crispy. I'm a very textural eater, so I like my crispy food. And that piece of chocolate inside was good. So 805 yen is $5.10. A good deal.